Now on Denver 7 News at 6. Back to work.
Our goal is property tax cuts.
A special legislative session kicks off tomorrow at the state capitol.
We look forward to working with Republicans and Democrats to get that done.
On the agenda, property tax relief. But that's not all.
Club Q, it changed everything for all of us.
Plus, we're hearing from an organization that stepped in to help in the wake of tragedy.
Our mission is to build access, equity, and power with LGBTQIA2+ young people,
while dealing with threats of their own. And we start tonight with a live look at the state capitol, where lawmakers will be headed tomorrow morning for a special legislative session. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Glad you're with us tonight. The main issue being addressed during this special session is property tax relief. But as Denver 7's Brandon Richard tells us, that won't be the only priority.
Before they head to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving, Colorado lawmakers must head back to the state capitol to address rising property taxes.
The people of Colorado should not have to face 40% increase in property taxes next year.
Governor Jared Polis says Proposition HH would have prevented that, but after voters rejected it by nearly 20 points, he called a special session.
We really only have a few tools at our disposal to reduce property taxes at the state level.
Democrats want to increase property value exemptions and lower the residential assessment rates.
This bill also appropriates the $200 million from the general fund that was already set aside for property tax relief.
Most of that money will be used to backfill schools and fire districts, which depend on property taxes. But that won't be their only focus.
I think it's clear that the housing crisis and the rising cost of living have impacted us all as Coloradans.
State Senator Julie Gonzalez is introducing a bill to provide $30 million in emergency rental assistance.
We want to make sure at the end of the day that we do everything that we can in order to keep people housed this winter and into the spring.
Democrats also plan to boost the earned income tax credit and increase Tabor refunds for lower income Coloradans. Republicans are calling for deeper cuts in assessment rates.
The Republican plan is an honest and real property tax relief plan.
One version of their plan also cuts the state income tax rate. Overall, they say their plan will provide over $1 billion in property tax relief.
We want to deliver to them real and honest property tax relief.
But Republicans are in the superminority. Most of their ideas are likely going nowhere in the House and Senate. The governor says he's leaving it all up to lawmakers. The special session starts Friday morning. Leadership expects it to last for 3 days. Reporting at the state capitol, Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
And the last time a special session was held in our state was almost exactly 3 years ago on November 30th, 2020. The governor called lawmakers back to the capitol to discuss a COVID-19 relief package.
Ahead of tomorrow's special session, Governor Polis presented his 2024-2025 budget proposal to the Joint Budget Committee for consideration. It includes nearly $40 million to crack down on crime and $65 million for new housing near transit. It also includes fully funding K-12 public schools with an additional $564 million for public education.
A second suspect has been arrested in connection with a deadly shooting at Southlands Mall in September. The Aurora Police Department says a 17-year-old was just arrested on charges of second-degree murder and aggravated robbery. That teen is the second person to be arrested in connection with that shooting. A 16-year-old boy turned himself in last month, and the shooting killed a 15-year-old in the parking lot of that shopping center.
One person is dead after a shooting this morning in front of the El Paso County Courthouse. Colorado Springs police say a suspect is in custody. Police believe this is an isolated incident and there's no threat to the public. The courthouse was forced to close for the day while police investigate.
Tonight, as we near the one-year mark since the deadly shooting at Club Q, we are sharing stories of the legacies left by those who were killed, the resiliency of the survivors, and the courage of those who stepped in to help during this tragedy.
Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter talked to Inside Out Youth Services. It's the only large LGBTQ+ support organization in Colorado Springs who had to mobilize quickly after the shooting, all while dealing with the threats themselves.
It's really cool that these young kids, they know who they are.
Inside Out Youth Services is literally one of a kind in southern Colorado.
Sometimes home isn't a safe place. And then sometimes, school, it's the same story. We offer 2 free on-site clinicians. We have a school advocate. So we have a lot of different ways that we can support them.
Services that are critical for those in the LGBTQ plus community any day, and particularly important after one specific day last year.
Club Q, it changed everything.
With one safe haven in Colorado Springs, now the scene of a horrific crime.
There was a lot of grief, but we had to work.
To be there for the community in such a hard time was the priority. But in the aftermath of the shooting, concerns of safety limited their efforts.
We had to close our community center for several months after the shooting because we also experienced a lot of hate messages and we were also getting threats.
The lack of the community center itself didn't stop the organization. More than 1,000 people sought out the organization's online support. 190 therapy sessions were held, and nearly 650 people took part in Inside Out's community trainings.
Intro to LGBTQIA2+, so just kind of talking about all the different terms, what are pronouns, why are they important, how can you every day better support LGBTQIA2+ young people.
The number of trainings they held after the shooting nearly doubled compared to the same time last year. A good sign for Inside Out that businesses and members of the community are wanting to be better allies.
Our one community center here in Colorado Springs is not enough for the young people that we serve, and it's never going to be enough until our entire community is safe and welcoming and affirming.
In Colorado Springs, I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver7.
Denver7 is airing a 30-minute special as we approach the 1-year mark of the tragedy in Colorado Springs. Hear how the community has come together to honor the victims 1 year later. Watch it tomorrow at 6:30 right here on Denver7.
Still ahead, we're digging into the archives as we mark 70 years on the air.
Tonight, a look at the evolution of Denver International Airport.
DIA.
How the airport came to be and what's still ahead.
100 million people will be going through there by 2045.
Honor. Yep.
All this month, we're taking a look back and looking to the future as Denver7 marks 70 years on the air.
And tonight we have an in-depth look at the past, present, and future of Denver International Airport. Here are Denver7's Brian Sanders and Nicole Brady.
Denver International Airport, an airport built for 50 million passengers, is expected to see 78 million travelers come through this year.
It's already the third busiest airport in the world, but it's always a work in progress, as you can see from the construction here behind us.
For better or worse, the growing pains have often overshadowed the successes at DIA over the decades.
So today we're taking a look back at how DIA began and how Denver7 has been there since the first flight.
This is a very proud moment.
Denver International Airport is the hub of the Mountain West, but it didn't start out that way.
A Newsweek reporter tried to drop a wet blanket on it this week. They called it Peña's Folly.
A lot of negative criticism. People thought I was nuts.
Federico Peña was Denver's mayor when the planning commenced to expand Denver's then Stapleton Airport over I-70 into the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. But that idea didn't fly.
We realized it wasn't feasible for lots of reasons. The Rocky Mountain Arsenal was very contaminated. Adams County was opposing the expansion, and that's when we came up with the idea to move the airport.
Thus began the long, painstaking process to move the airport far east to its current location.
My contribution as mayor was to have the vision and the, if I can say, the audacity to change our minds.
The city had to annex nearly 53 square miles of land from Adams County, create the corridor we now know as Peña Boulevard, and break ground on what's become a one-of-a-kind design.
No other airport in the world has what we have. We can expand to 12 runways, 5 concourses. So in Chicago, Atlanta, LA, Dallas, they don't have the flexibility to grow.
The airlines are all cooperating with
But the final build-out and burdens that came with it were soon passed on to Denver's new mayor, Wellington Webb.
My administration built 80% of the airport until it opened.
I sat down with Mayor Wellington Webb to talk about taking over the project in 1991.
Mayor Webb was smiling as he played the role of passenger today.
His first job would be to negotiate a lease with the biggest carrier, United.
After getting a lease signed with them, we had to do our first change order at the airport, $267 million, to put in a baggage system, the famous baggage system that United Airlines wanted.
The complex system necessary to move luggage over a mile to the gates would lead to delays opening DIA.
DIA, ask the mayor.
And those delays dominated media coverage.
A question for the mayor. Mr. Webb, I would like to know why you, as the mayor of Denver, would allow the city to mortgage its air transportation's credibility on an unproven baggage system.
Did you feel the media coverage of the airport was fair at the time? I'm sure there were a lot of questions about the timeline, about every detail and decision that went into it. What were your thoughts on that back then?
Oh, I think the media has a job to do. I don't sweat it.
When that first flight was finally ready to land on February 28, 1995, 16 months behind schedule and $2 billion over budget.
Good morning, it is, and congratulations to you. You're the first flight to land.
Mayors Peña and Webb were there, and so was Denver7.
All right, here we go.
You're on the first flight to land at DIA. What do you remember about that flight?
I don't even know how I was chosen. I think I must have been the loudest person in the room saying, "Pick me, let me go, let me go."
I don't know when I'll be back again. We'd like to be the first to welcome you to Denver International Airport.
It sounds like they wanted to make it a party because they gave you a goodie bag, which you saved.
I did.
All of these years.
I know, isn't that funny that I saved it? But I knew it was a special event.
Boy, just about 15 minutes, and the whole time people were screaming and having a good time on the flight.
This is to certify that on February 28th, 1995, I didn't even fill in my name, right? Was a passenger on United Flight 1474 from Colorado Springs to Denver.
You got all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a time capsule.
It is my own little time capsule.
DIA would meet new challenges in the new century. The March 2003 blizzard tore a hole in the airport's iconic white fabric tents and shut down Peña Boulevard and the airport for nearly 2 days. The Great Hall renovation that started in 2018 has seen those familiar delays and budget overruns. But Mayor Webb believes it's the best airport in the world. Does it really surprise you that Denver is where it is and that the airport is where it is today, third busiest in the world?
No, it does not. because I anticipated the growth of the city as well as the growth of the state.
DIA now employs 37,000 people. It's expanding the number of gates, amenities, and security lanes, and contributes a $36 billion economic impact to Colorado.
Denver International Airport is a winner. 100 million people will be going through there by 2045. And what people used to say, little old Denver, right? 100 million people.
What do you say today to people who, in jest, say, why'd you move the airport halfway to Kansas?
I say, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy all the great flights.
You know, every time I come to this airport, there is something that has changed I have to navigate.
Oh yeah, and in fact, they have an entire staff here dedicated to helping travelers get through the terminal and get through security, but starting next year, they will have security lanes on the same level as ticketing to help you get to your gate a little smoother.
And when that happens, you know Denver7 will be there to cover it as we have been for the past several decades. I'm Nicole Brady with Brian Sanders at DIA.
We'll never stop talking about the
Ever.
airport.
And I think construction is forever in our future at DIA as
You're
well.
a part of history, Anne.
Isn't that fun? I know. What a fun thing to have done.
You've kept that from me all these years. I never knew that.
You didn't know that?
Oh, I didn't know you were
gosh.
there. Yeah.
Surprise.
There you
That
go.
was great.
Thank you. You're always full of surprises, Ann.
You are too in that forecast.
Well, there's a couple of things in there. You are the queen of Segway also. This is what we have as far as radar. There's actually something on it for a change. Scattered light rain and snow showers. I don't think Denver gets any of it. They've had some snow flurries, minor accumulations up in the mountains. We will have partly cloudy skies here, 55 at 7 p.m., 44 by 11 p.m. Our headlines, though, a few showers north and northwest of us, dry and cooler tomorrow, rain and snow return by Sunday, and perhaps a larger, colder storm late next week, perhaps the day after Thanksgiving. Today, the high temperature in Denver hit 70 degrees. That's 17 warmer than the average and 10 shy of the record. The low this morning was 20 degrees warmer than the average at 46 degrees. We're talking some really mild air. It's 50 right now at the airport and 60 downtown. Barometer 30 inches even, and the winds from the northeast at 9 miles per hour. We have a little front that is coming down across the state tonight. Not much moisture with it, just a few showers, but it will bring in slightly cooler air by morning, and a few showers will linger mountains and northwest Colorado, mostly clear on the plains. Morning lows will dip to about 35 in Denver and Akron, 27 at Lyman, 28 at Sterling, 25 at Leadville. Front range numbers are going to be in the 30s for the most part, a few readings in the 20s, mainly in the mountains, with a few snow showers up that way. By midday tomorrow, the snow showers are gone, mostly sunny skies. By later in the day, mainly clear skies expected. Temperatures are still going to be above average for this time of year, just not quite as warm. Low 60s expected, 40s and 50s in the mountains, and across the state tomorrow, a cooler day on the way. So just a bit cooler. Saturday will stay dry on the plains, start to get a few rain and snow showers developing in the mountains. They will increase on Sunday. We'll have a few showers on the plains, and then that storm's going to move off to the east of us. The snows will be ending in the mountains Monday. We're going to watch in the Gulf of Alaska next week for a storm that might drop in here Thanksgiving night and on Friday. Big travel week coming up. We have free travel forecasts coming up with our holiday hotline next Monday and Tuesday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We'll have meteorologists from Metro State and the University of Northern Colorado guiding you on your way anywhere you're traveling, and see if you can stump them. Give them a tough one. This is what it looks like as far as our 7-day forecast. Mostly sunny for tomorrow and partly cloudy Saturday. Then some showers come in on Sunday. A little bit of morning flurry activity Monday. This is the snowfall forecast Saturday through Monday. About 6 to 10 in the mountains, and just lighter rain and snow for Denver and the plains. After that, it's dry Tuesday, Wednesday. Clouds increase on Thanksgiving. We might be looking at some colder weather and snow for Black Friday.
All right, welcome to Denver7 Sports. And we're off of Monday Night Football and on to Sunday Night Football. The Vikings and Broncos in Empower Field at Mile High. Minnesota has won 5 in a row. The Broncos have won 3 in a row. This is like a playoff game for both teams, who are both trying to get back into the race for the postseason. Broncos insider Troy Rank was at Dove Valley today.
The Broncos and Vikings, they're like that Spider-Man meme you see on social media. It's like looking in the mirror. Vikings started 1-4, they've won 5 straight. The Broncos started 1-5, they've won 3 straight. Both need a win this Sunday. Broncos probably more because they're at home. Coach Sean Payton, he sees the similarities.
Both teams battled back, and they pulled off, I think, 5 wins in a row. And
especially with some of the injuries, and when you look at, you lose a guy like Kirk Cousins and then another quarterback, it's real impressive. There's their own story of, how they've been able to do that, and that's impressive because it requires energy and rolling up your sleeves and working hard, and they've been able to do that, and, fortunately we've been able to get that started as well.
Russell Wilson in the red zone, it's been a series of wows. He's on pace for 34 touchdowns. The run game is starting to hum. But this team has to improve offensively. That starts with break out the Windex. They need to clean it up.
When we go forward and not go backwards, I think we're arguably one of the best in the world at what we do. And from the physical run game to the red zone to all the things that we can do. I think the biggest thing is that this game's hard to play when it's 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17 against really good pass rushers and everything else. And so I think the best thing we can do is stay on schedule. When we stay on schedule, we give ourselves a great chance. And so
left guard Ben Powers did not practice again on Thursday because of a foot injury. Sean Payton said he'll know more about his availability later this week. Reporting from Centura Training Center, Troy Rink, Denver 7.
Well, the Vikings coming to town means the return of Reisner. Dalton Reisner, the man from Wiggins, coming home to Colorado all dressed in purple. Dalton's now starting for the Vikings after the Broncos did not re-sign him after last season. He played 4 years in orange and blue. He did so many good things off the field in his home state, and he told us he's really just trying to treat this game like any other game.
There's no emotions to keep in check. I mean, they drafted me. They let me play with them for 4 years. That was my dream. I'm grateful for that. There's no bad blood, man. I'm a Minnesota Viking now. I'm going down there to get a win, and we'll see if I get welcomed with open arms or I'm booed out of the stadium. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm an emotional player, as you guys have probably seen since I've been here. I'm going to use my emotion to play harder. So it's another ball game, man. It'll be good to see the boys.
All right, Vikings quarterback Josh Dobbs has done amazing things on the field the last 2 games, but amazing also describes what he does off the field. Josh suffers from alopecia, an autoimmune disease that causes hair loss. He was diagnosed when he was in 3rd grade. He's 28 now, but he spent his life helping others deal with that disease, including a young boy named Gregory in New Jersey, who was a huge Josh Dobbs fan, and Josh found out about it.
Who's that gift from? The Vikes? There you go. What is it? Josh Dobbs, look at the back. It's an autograph, and he wrote Skull on it for you. Is that cool or what?
It's very cool.
Very cool, for sure. All right, that's all for now. We'll be right back after this break. Cardinals before he got traded to the Vikings.
Okay.
We have more news next at 6:30. A former Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputy pleaded guilty today to charges related to the death of Christian Glass. The sentence handed down by a judge.
Plus, the family of an Indigenous man is demanding answers after they say his waist-length hair was cut at a local hospital without consent. Their message tonight and how the hospital is responding.
Stay with us. Denver 7 News at 6:30 is next.